Orchestra ORA. I hope you are well and healthy. Today's topic is surgical aseptic technique. Before we move toward the surgical aseptic technique, we should learn some common terms which are related to surgical aseptic technique, and it helps us to better understand its definition. So the first term is asepsis. Asepsis means the absence of germs such as bacteria, virus and other microorganisms which can cause diseases. Next is aseptic technique. Aseptic technique refers to the standard medical practices that involve and prevent the transmission of germs which can cause diseases to and from the patient. There are two common aseptic techniques are used, that are medical aseptic technique and second is surgical aseptic technique. Medical aseptic technique refers to the all practices that protect the patient and its environment from the transmission of germs that produce diseases, or we can simply say pathogenic microorganisms. Whereas in surgical aseptic technique, all practices are used to keep the area, equipment and articles sterile or free from the all microorganisms. If we talk a basic difference between medical and sterile aseptic technique, then in medical aseptic technique, all the practices are directed for the prevention of disease causing, that is pathogenic microorganism, to entering in the body. Whereas in surgical aseptic technique, all the practices are directed for the elimination of pathogenic as well as non-pathogenic microorganism. That is why in medical aseptic technique, the techniques used are called clean techniques, whereas in surgical aseptic technique, these techniques are called sterile techniques. Next, we talk about when and where the surgical aseptic techniques are used. So the surgical aseptic techniques or sterile techniques are used in operating room, labor and delivery room, in diagnostic areas and in some special procedures. Sterile techniques are also used during the surgical or sterile procedure at bedside, such as insertion of sterile devices into the body and cavity. For example, inserting chest tube, indwelling urine catheter, CVP line. Sterile techniques also include sterilization of equipment, article, linens, donning of sterile gowning and gloving, sterile draping. Next, we talk about what is the purpose of using surgical aseptic technique. So the main purpose of using surgical aseptic technique is to prevent the SSI, that is surgical site infection. Surgical site infection is the infection that occur during the surgery in the area of surgery. So the main aim and purpose of the surgical aseptic technique or sterile technique is to prevent and reduce and minimize the risk of surgical site infection in invasive procedures and surgical procedures. Next, we talk some aspects and principles of the surgical aseptic technique. So some common aspects of surgical aseptic techniques are surgical hand washing, barrier, patient and equipment preparation, environment control and contact guidelines. First, we talk about the surgical hand washing. Surgical hand washing, which is also known as scrubbing, is used by those health professionals who is going to participate in the surgery. It is performed from hand to the 2 inches above the elbow, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Before scrubbing, some precautions should be taken care, such as the sleeve should be folded 2 inches above the elbow so that the sleeve does not get wet, and that wet part of the water does not again come to the decontaminated area. Next is all the jewelries of the hand should be removed, such as watches, rings, bracelet, because these can act as a carrier for the germs. Next is nails should be cut properly, cleaned, and if someone has applied nail polish on the nail, it should be removed. and the important point is that before scrubbing, the scrub person should wear cap and mask before going for the scrubbing. And during the scrubbing procedure, the scrubbing person should flex his hand at 90 degree from the level of the elbow, so that the water flowing from the less contaminated area, that is the hand, to the large contaminated area, that is the elbow. Next we talk about the barriers. Barriers includes sterile gowning, sterile gloving and sterile draping. So sterile gowning, and after the scrubbing, the scrub person come into the OT and dry his hand with the sterile towel starting from the palmar to the elbow. After that, he down the sterile gown and glove in a septic manner. After downing, if the if it is the first case of this OR, then downing of gown and gloving should be used as closed gown technique, as it minimizes the contamination of hands. After that, if a person get test his sterile gloves with any unsterile item, then the glove should be changed with the proper open gloving technique. Next, the scrubbing person should know that what is the sterility of the gown, that where the gown is sterile or where the gown is unsterile. So the gown is sterile, it considered as a sterile above the level of the waist to the 2 inches above the elbow, whereas it is considered unsterile below the level of the waist and the back of the gown. Next we talk about sterile draping. So the sterile drape should be used in a proper manner to cover the unnecessary exposure of the patient body and expose the surgical site area of the patient. It minimizes the contamination of the touching of sterile item to unsterile items. Next we move towards the patient and equipment preparation. So the equipment preparation involves sterilization of all the equipment article linens before the surgical procedure, whereas the patient preparation involve the cleaning practice and painting practice of the skin of the patient with the help of antiseptic solutions such as Savlon, Sprit, Betadine. As we know, the skin is the first line of defense of the body and it prevents the microorganism to enter in the body. If any breakdown in the skin is done, such as in surgical area, incision is given, so it invites the microorganism to enter in the body. So it is very important to clean the skin before the surgical procedure or giving the incision. Next is environment control. It is very important to keep the surrounding of the patient secure and safe, and we know that the environment of the OT is aseptic. So it is very essential to maintain this environment of the OT as aseptic, and it is done by closing the door of the OT while the surgical procedure is performing in the aseptic field, because unnecessary opening of the door cause mixing of unsterile air to the sterile area of the aseptic field. Second is maintaining the movement of the air by the staff. There should not be rush in the OT near at the aseptic field. Next is there should be minimum or limited permission of the staff in the OT, which can minimize the risk of contamination and secure the environment of the OT. Next we move towards the contact guidelines. Contact guidelines involve touching of sterile and unsterile items. Once the person scrubbed and down the sterile gown and gloves, he should be considered as a sterile person, and he should follow the sterile to sterile contact guidelines. So such as he should not touch, he is considering as style, so he should touch only style equipments or articles. He should avoid of touching unstyle equipment. If he do so, it become contaminated, and he have to change his gloves or gown, or go for rewash, re-scrubbing. Same as the it is same as the with the articles. If the article is a style article touch with the unstyle articles, it become unstyle, and that should be removed from the trolley, and it is not used until it is style, it is style or disinfected. And at last, it is very important that the surgical staff should aware of about when the he is breaking the sterility and how to manage it. So thank you. I hope you like my video. For more, keep watching rjcsk.edu for more knowledgeable video. Thank you.